Which one I on, man?
Check.
Yeah, 1, 2, 2. All right, lovely.
Check.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you.
Check 1, 2. Right.
You know, I had to be right, Mike, and I say, but which one on there, boy? Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. To everyone on your nation's roadways. I mean, it should be a holiday. It should be in your house sleeping. All right, but 6:04 right now in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago as we get ready to start Under the Radar with yours truly, Heavy Duty and David Welch. Have you seen you blinging out today, boy? I like it.
Well, they're not blinging out.
Now you're blinging out today.
Looking good. Anyway, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome. I'm back again this afternoon on Under the Radar with my good friend and co-host, David Welch. And we are taking you all the way up to 8 o'clock tonight.
Yes, sir.
Right.
All the way up. On my laptop, boy. Yeah, I get that.
So Easter weekend is almost done. Today is
Almost.
Easter Monday, and from after today, tomorrow is back to work.
Did you see how long the holidays was? Last week.
Was a short week. This week was a short week.
Nah, boy.
Well, I didn't feel it because I was only working doubles.
I see you this morning. I see you week this morning. But now people real had it good, boy. Trinidad have it real good, you know. It's Good Friday as well. Well, you know, it was Good Friday as well in the United States as well.
Right.
And Vicky across there. So I say, so what happening today? She said, them children back out to school already. Today.
So it's Easter Monday over there.
It's none of that. It's school. So
wow.
they went to school today.
And in Trinidad, them should go back out to school next week, you know.
Serious?
Next week, Monday.
Next week?
Yeah.
Good, I feel like for them parents.
Yeah.
They're at home right now. No, but I kind of surprised about that because it's school no matter what across there, and right here in Trinidad, well, people are getting to enjoy. And this is why we say it's really a blessing to be living in Trinidad and Tobago, you know.
Well, Trinidad is a blessed country.
It is.
Right?
It is.
One of the blessings of the blessed country in the world.
Correct. God is our Trini.
Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
All right. I coming down the highway there, I say, how nice. I really watching it. I really studying it. I said, look how nice Trinidad and Tobago really is now, boy.
What are you talking about?
I'm coming down the highway, so I was coming down from Chaguanas, and I said, but look how nice Trinidad. I'm watching the mountains, and I'm like, way, boy.
Oh, you watching ambience?
Yeah.
Hello, we don't have an ambience.
No,
here.
it looked good. You know, the sunset over the mountain. Well, not sunset, but you know, the kind of aurora over the mountains. And then I pass, I coming down right on the Grand Bazaar, right? As you know, that little corner here, there's bend there. That little swing here, there's still.
Yeah.
As I swing there, a man shut down, you know. I said, Jack.
Wow.
Okay. Watch it. If you see smoke, real smoke, you know, the man radiator bus.
Wow.
But no, Heavy, we are a blessed nation. Honestly, we are a blessed nation.
We are a blessed nation. I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
We are a blessed nation. We're not ambience, man.
Sometimes when you really look at the mountains, you look up in the sky. You can't look at
in the
road.
mountains.
Yeah, you have to look up.
Right.
You can't look down or you can't look straight. Or left and
Look
right.
up on the mountain. Probably how I live. I born and grew up on a hill. Probably why.
But even when you look at Laventel, when you have that view from Laventel, you can't look at the homes.
No, you can't look up at Laventel. You have to be on Laventel and look down.
Look down, yeah.
Yeah, you have a view when you look down.
It is look good when
It's
you
look
look
good when you
down.
look
Real
down.
good when
Yeah.
you looking
To
down.
look down and see the city of Port of Spain. Our next good view is on the lookout.
Yes.
Right? To look out, and especially in the night time.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful view of the city of Port of Spain from the lookout.
Correct.
Right? Which I still find could be better, but you know.
It could be.
Could be
What
a
if
lot
you pass
better.
zip line there? You know, I'll stay.
Yeah.
Pass zip line right on the lookout.
Shoot into the savannah.
Probably. Who knows? There's a tourist thing, you know, this laptop dead already. What kind of madness is this?
Yeah. I'm believing them zipline thing now. I fear that too bad. I fear that height.
But it's a blessed time to be alive, at least in Trinidad. I ironically was gonna start the program with this, but here Kingsley and Sudat dealt with it. It's not like dive straight into it, but talk about that Iran ultimatum, the US-Iran ultimatum that President Trump gave off there. I say, oh God, boy, see the language he used.
I'm not focused too much on the Iran-United States conflict right now. I'm more focused locally, but you can tell me about it, please, because I don't know.
Of course, Donald J. Trump used some very explicit languaging to tell Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz. And if they do not, then, you know, he dropped an F-bomb on a tweet. He drop a F-bomb on a tweet and say he called them bastards. That's what he called them. He's like bastards. I swear I watching that ultimatum and I say, but where is this boy? Now this comes after almost like a week of the US president warning Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
And still nothing just yet. In fact, after he gave them a first 48-hour warning, he then, chilled for like almost a week, saying that they were in talks with Iran and stuff like that. But then Iran come out and say, we're not talking with none all here. We are no words with all here. And then he came out again just, I think, by Friday and gave them another 48-hour warning. Today's supposed to be the last, right? If they do open the Strait of Hormuz, I think it's by today, then we'll see what happens to them tomorrow. But also coming out of that, President Trump is now, after kind of pulling away from NATO, he kind of telling NATO partners, some persons, or the European nations, Europe, that they could still go ahead and get oil and gas through or carry their trade through the Strait of Hormuz and not to worry and all kind of nonsense. But, I mean, we go see.
What is your views on Donald Trump? Honestly.
I like the man. All right? I like the man. I like President Donald J. Trump. I think he's straightforward. And probably a little bit too straightforward for some persons. But that's the type of leader that most persons needed in the free will. Right, rather than, Joe Biden or Kamala Harris in general. Kamala Harris was pushing a different type of agenda for not only the US, but for also
I don't want to compare him to nobody. I just wanted to think of what your views is.
I like the man. I really do like the man.
I too.
I think he's a good president.
The main reason why I like Donald Trump is because he's not a politician.
Agreed.
He's a businessman.
Yeah.
Right? So he's very straightforward to the point, and he like results.
Correct.
He not on this handsy-pansy, talky. You understand? And I like that. Right?
And this is a tweet from Donald J. Trump just before he threatened Iran. It's like, we are the only country in the world stupid enough to allow brilliant citizenship. President Donald J. Trump. All right, this is people into the United States and stuff like that he's talking about. All right, and the whole issue going on with ICE and stuff like that. I'll show you, ironically, what he said. All right, Donald J. Trump. Let me show you what he said so you can see it for yourself and you might be like, wow, this is crazy. The internet in here really terrible. But
yeah, the internet in here very terrible. Anyway, the issue that I with Iran, right? I happened to saw a video with a guy explaining, and I think it makes a lot of sense, right? Now, with regard to Donald Trump, right? Since the days of Bill Clinton, right, every single U.S. president had promised to deal with Iran. And none of them didn't. From Clinton to Obama to Bush to
all of them shy away from this.
All of them say we have to deal with Iran. No. He come and deal with Iran.
The vex. But they allowed for Iran to do whatever they want to know. And I heard a caller during Sudat and Kingsley flagship saying that the issue is that Iran was going to attack the United States. That's not the issue, The issue is that they had the potential to cause harm, serious harm, because they were building nuclear weapons.
Right.
Donald J. Trump warned them to stop. Right. This is way back, I think, 2024. Warned that, late 2024, early 2025. Right. Warned them to stop building nuclear weapons, or they will face destruction by the United States, right? And that first threat, it seems like everything was kind of calm with Iran. And then we found out subsequently after that they were still building, so Donald J. Trump started, the full attack on their bases, their nuclear bases, which, subsequently took out their supreme leader, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
And that is all the threat is, They could still be a free nation, right? Donald J. Trump promising to to liberate the people of Iran and get them out of the dictatorship supposedly that they are in, etc., etc. And well, some persons for it, some persons not for it. But you see, regardless of that, there are persons in the streets not protesting, but marching for it. You know, having the U.S. signs and promoting Donald Trump.
You understand what's happening in this street?
Well, they threatening Iran threatening to bomb anybody that use it.
The strait is where majority of the
Everything.
oil tankers pass through from Saudi Arabia to supply oil to Europe. Right? And because of the war, the ships and them on pause, they're not passing through they're afraid to pass through the strait because they're afraid to get bombed. Not only that, all the insurance companies revoke the insurance on the oil tankers, and then because they believe if that happened, they will lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right? So now none of these ships are insured because of that. Right? So I know somebody taking the chance to drive through the strait, and now it's starving Europe for oil. Right?
I see it also more as a political move by the United States. So in the whole thing where you have the US, because they protested for the no king stuff recently in the United States, right? Calling Donald Trump a king, right? Whether or not that's true, that's a sort of nonsense and hogwash for me. But that seems to be like more of a political ploy and to take back control and set the United States up again as the police of the world, right? Because if you take a look at just what they have done so far, what Donald J. Trump has done so far, he took out Nicholas. He took out the supreme leader
of Iran, the
Ayatollah. He took that person out. He threatening Cuba to come next, right? That man is promising liberation for the Western world firstly. If you forget Iran for now, when you look at the Western world alone, nobody now, even Mia Motley, when she was firstly saying, zone of peace, you hear nothing about that after they went after Nicolas Maduro, right? You hear nobody saying anything about the United States as either because they're afraid or they supporting or they're now curving or bending to the agenda by the United States in the Western world for now.
Right.
He literally single-handedly just removed Russia and China influence from the Western world.
Correct.
That's what he do.
It was a strategic move, right? Remember, these countries was going to form BRICS.
Correct.
And then Venezuela was going to be a part of it. Correct. Brazil and Cuba, right? To really out the American US dollar and back this BRICS currency with gold, right? So basically, Trump decided, well, that can't happen under my watch. Remember, his slogan is "Make America Great Again." Remember, all these Western countries is in his back door. This is the Western Hemisphere where America is supposed to be the one that really have our hands on all these countries on the side. The only turn in the side was Venezuela and Cuba, right? Not so much the rest of South America because everybody else was kind of playing ball, right? So he decided, all right, now we get one out of this BRICS team here from my ends. I'm gonna get rid of he one time. Go for Venezuela, take you out. Cuba is on the up next, right? But now you have to go and deal with Iran, right? It's strategic politics is being played because America is in a very bad state economically, whereby their dollar is being threatened. Now remember, the US dollar is the number one dollar in the world to do business. Yeah. And that is how they use their money to influence other countries. That's why when they give sanctions, right, it means that they cannot use their money from that country, and that cause the country not to do no business with another country. The problem with the United States right now is that China, right, is doing business with everybody, right? And China don't need US, right? And another thing that is hampering America is that all its corporate businesses have doing business with China also,
and set up shop
in China, right? So you find now America now only power grab when America used to be a manufacturing country, they no longer manufacture. China is the manufacturer of all things. China became the manufacturer country of the world.
Correct.
Because everything now is made in China, from the phones we have to the microphones.
Even the workers are brought in from China.
From China. Yeah. So
Go ahead.
Trump is trying now to see how he could try to use this tactic now to make America great again. Now, how do you do that? Right?
You said weekend.
I have a video with that to play.
Okay.
Right, but in the meantime, we could.
But so far, it looks like it's working, right? And as you're saying that, because my mind went on this bill that Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC brought in. It's a provisions amendment. It's to stop basically the use of bitcoins and stuff like that. Cryptocurrency. Thank you very much. Yeah. Right. Because as soon as Kamala Persad-Bissessar came in, that's almost not the first bill, but one of the first projects that was brought in by Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC administration for her to look at, or for the finance minister to look at a way for government to really manage it and make it better, as a ploy that they're going with. You think that was a ploy by more so leading towards the U.S. administration and more towards Donald J. Trump style of governance?
You see,
because to add to that, right, it is not something that Keith Rowley and the PNM ever tried to stop, really. While we talk about, pyramid schemes and this and that and the other, blah, 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 you was free to go ahead and use bricks or use crypto or do anything like that, right, under PNM. And it was Keith Rowley, literally, I remember him standing up in the parliament and saying this. I could be corrected whether or not it's parliament or not, but I know the former prime minister said this. The United States is a thing of the past and China is a thing of the future. I remember hearing that, and I remember hearing that around the same time that Camille Robinson Regis, she said, what Trump could do we, right? Rowley said, US is a thing of the past and China is a thing of the future. So if Trinidad was leading along those lines, and then Kamala Persad-Bissessar comes in now and she passed that provision bill, which stops the use of cryptocurrency, they think that it's more so a ploy to move towards the U.S. direction of doing things. Because today, just as a point before I let you go there, today you see where she's once more not siding with Caricom and moving away from Caricom and siding more so with international partners and U.S. international partners.
Kamala Persad-Bissessar is very intelligent. She's playing geopolitics, right? And very few, if none at all, prime ministers of this country really don't know how to play geopolitics. Geopolitics is a chess game that you have to look and see what moves are being made internationally that could affect you either in the negative or the positive. Agreed. And she already make all the right moves geopolitically by supporting the United States of America and Trump, even with regards to what happened in Venezuela, when everybody was saying she's putting Trinidad in a bad place. She's also making very good geopolitical move by not really or keeping her distance away from Caricom. Because Caricom neither here nor there, and she said it when she went to Caricom and she made a speech.
Right.
They are not ready for unity and the level of cooperation that we need as a Caribbean brothers and sisters. We only talk it. We keep give Caribbean conference Caricom conference every year, and after it's all said and done, we all go back to minding our own business.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Henceforth, this Caricom thing is just a look goods on paper and sound goods in the mouth and the minds of people, but they don't materialize nothing.
Correct.
Right. I think our best chance is to just deal with Guyana, Suriname, and the rest of South America, right? And let's see how we could build around that right now. And with regards to Venezuela now being free and now doing business and sanctions are being lifted off of Venezuela, and we are so close proximity to Venezuela, we're looking in good prospects between Venezuela and Guyana. Guyana being now going to be the next oil-rich country in the Caribbean, the Western Hemisphere. We supposed to be really good with Guyana with regards to manufacturing, right?
Yeah.
I would advise I wouldn't advise people now. I don't want to say it on radio, but I would advise people to go into the manufacturing business because, shipping to Guyana is not going to be very good from Trinidad. Now, all that being said, right? There's a reason why the U.S. doesn't support Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies. You can't really tax it, and you can't really know who invested and whoever the case will be now.
Yeah.
So it was a loophole to get away from paying taxes and a loophole of banking your money in a crypto, what you call a online form, we could also use as monetary that you could get away from all the stipulations and all the taxes from different governments all across the world now, right? And the person who came up with that was a very brilliant idea when they came up with that, right? So
because it almost dominated.
Yeah, it almost dominated everything. But I know they were looking for ways to get rid of it because at the end of the day, anybody can invest in crypto.
Right.
You understand? Including the underworld. And the underworld was really taking advantage of this crypto thing.
And they actually, I don't know if it might be true, but they actually said that Donald Trump's plan is to put the entire U.S. debt in crypto to, eliminate it entirely.
Well, Donald Trump is a businessman. So
and a very smart one, too.
He knows how to make money moves. Right?
A very smart one.
I had the video to play and I want to take a listen.
Send it.
I feeling myself. It's on TikTok though.
Yeah, when you get it, send it. We can take some calls anytime because a lot of persons we're trying to call 622-4911, 622-4911, or 394-4911. That's the numbers to call real quick. Join the conversation real quick. We have a commercial to go to in just a short bit as well. So we'll take 2 or 3 calls before we move on. Call, are you live?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Your co-host. I would name fast, but not you. If all this is sit down in the studio today and not remember weapon of mass destruction and they never find anything, and the destruction and media, and all the supporting a bully today. Well, God help all you.
All right, that's a contribution. Yep, clearly was. All right then. 622-4911, 622-4911. Call you live.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Heavy and Mr. Welch.
Yes, sir.
It's really challenging to understand how we deal with it like this. I do think you incorporated all the other facts surrounding the judge. You see, while we speak about the currency, he himself has invested in the tune of $400 billion or so from the very said, right? And while he's fighting this narco war, he will have released some who was serving at 45 years.
For some reason, your phone breaking up real bad, boy. I don't know why. Your phone keep going and coming. So we only hear 2 words away saying, and then we hear him saying, and then we're coming back.
Yeah. Well, let's take one more call, right? One more, then we'll go to your clip. Call, are you live?
Mr. David.
Yes, sir.
And to Mr. Heavy, a blessed day to you also.
Good day.
Blessed night.
Yeah.
You see, Mr. David, the Caricom is moving away from Trinidad. Not Trinidad moving away from Caricom.
If you say so.
That's good.
If you say so.
And Mr. Trump was tricked by Netanyahu to join him. When Iran tell Israel, well, you want to come out the map? And this is where Mr. Trump made his mistake. He should have never take part. He's supposed to make peace and not angry people. And what Mr. Trump is doing, he's turning the whole world, even his country, into poverty. And that is why he has to pay for the evil in high places. Jesus Christ, in order to do to him, charge him for treason. Because when they asked him to turn the stone, they was bribing him, This was a bribe for him. Turn the stone into bread. He refused. Take him up.
All right. You ever went to the U.S.? You have plans to go to the U.S.?
I don't want to go there.
All right, cool. You have a great day. Let me get to you.
We
go to the break first?
Pretty big first. Yeah. Go for the ads first and then we come back.
All right, stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. When we come back, we'll talk about some more. We'll be right back right after this.
One thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here with voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Rennick Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways.
Now in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, we are getting ready to take you to the top.
Before we go for anywhere, I want to let the listeners who called us, because apparently we say we support Donald Trump. Some of them believe that we saying that we support Trump or we like Trump as the United States president means that we like America on the whole. You understand?
Okay.
They cannot differentiate, right? Liking a man and a style of governing and liking the country itself.
Okay.
Right? And the policies of what the country have or believe it. Right? I think we as people need to understand our conversation was based around Trump and what he's doing to make his country great again as he planned to do. How he planned to fix his country. Right? No way we was talking about America per se.
No.
If you want me to talk about America history and give you some stories and tell you about it, I have it down pat, right? And to be honest, I really don't like America and its policies, right? But I like its leader, right? And I like how he governing right now. So I need people to understand and differentiate about what I am saying on this microphone here, right? So don't call in to say, what America do Libya, and what America do this, and what America do Vietnam. That's not Trump.
Not Trump.
Right?
That's America.
That's America.
The past leader.
Right?
Yeah.
So don't come to tell me about what they do in World War II, and what they do back in slavery, and what they had in Jim Crow laws, and all the chalala. Right? If I want history, I can give you all the history here. But I am speaking mainly about, we are talking mainly about Trump doing.
Yeah.
Right? And what he's trying to do. And I think what this man said in this video here, right, going to sum it up pretty nicely, because his perspective opened my eyes. So take a listen.
All right.
Okay, so what if Trump isn't an idiot? What if losing the war in Iran is exactly the plan? Let me show you something the media will never tell you. Okay, so everyone's saying Trump is destroying America. He's fighting an unwinnable war in Iran. He's threatening to invade with ground troops. He's pissing off NATO by threatening Greenland. He's picking fights with Canada, Mexico, Denmark, Colombia. JP Morgan says the world will run out of oil by mid-April. The global economy is about to collapse. Trump looks like the worst president in history. A complete buffoon, right? But what if that's the whole point? What if Trump wants to lose the war in Iran? What if he wants the American empire to collapse? What if he wants to destroy the global economy? Then he'd be a genius. Let me explain. Okay, so I have to share something with you. I wrote a complete guide to the Middle East conflict, from how it all started to what's happening right now in 2026. And honestly, I'm really proud of it. It's clear, it's balanced, and I think it will genuinely change how you see the news. Link in bio. Right now, the world gets 20% of its oil from the Middle East. Japan, 75% from the Middle East. India, 60% from the Middle East. Europe, heavily dependent. But here's the thing, oil isn't rare. Venezuela has the world's largest reserves. Canada has massive reserves. The United States has massive reserves. Trump just took over Venezuela in January. He's threatening to take over Canada. You see where this is going? If Trump closes the Strait of Hormuz by fighting Iran, the Middle East oil stops flowing. But North America, still pumping. Suddenly, Europe, China, Japan, South Korea, they all need American oil. Not just oil, fertilizer too. Nitrogen for food production comes from the Middle East. If that's cut off, where do they turn? North America and Russia. Trump is making the entire world dependent on resources he controls. Now here's the genius part. Who owns the most US debt? Who's financing America's $39 trillion? Japan, China, Taiwan, South Korea, Asia, UK, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Europe. The same countries that need Middle East oil. There's been this fear that these countries would stop buying US Treasury bonds, that they'd move to gold or Swiss francs, that America's Ponzi scheme would collapse. But now they need American energy. They need American resources. They can't abandon the dollar. They're trapped. Trump just turned America's biggest weakness, its debt, into its greatest weapon. By starting an unwinnable war in Iran, he's forcing the entire world to depend on North America. This isn't new. Putin already proved this works in Ukraine. Russia's been fighting for 5 years. It's a slow grind, but it's restructured Russia's entire economy around war production. Drones, munitions, military manufacturing. Russia went from importing Iranian drones to making their own and now exporting them to Iran. Putin's plan, the world is collapsing anyway. So build a fortress, make Russia self-sufficient, control resources, weather the storm. Trump saw this and said, we can do the same. It's called the Technate. Greater North America, Greenland for rare earth minerals, Canada for oil and resources, Venezuela for oil reserves, Mexico for manufacturing, Panama Canal for trade control. Trump's not being reckless. He's building a self-sufficient North American fortress while the rest of the world burns. So yes, Trump looks like an idiot. Yes, he's losing the war in Iran. Yes, he's destroying the global economy. But if the goal was to end the American empire and rebuild it for Americans, to make the world dependent on US resources while everyone else collapses, then Trump might go down as the greatest American president in history. The new world order is dead. Welcome to the Trump world order. Follow for more they don't want you to see.
The best thing I hear is that Trump said all of this or no? You know that, right? Trump said exactly what he was going to do and is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Mm-hmm. He said he was going to make America great again. He looked at the Middle East and watched what they were creating bricks and creating crypto and doing all of that and saying...
And he watched what Russia did in the war in Ukraine.
Exactly.
You understand?
And
Russia, mimic it. You understand? Oh, so okay. If I go and start that one in Iran, then I close off the street, all these people who I owe him money, can't get no oil. Who did I come to?
Back to the US.
And now I control in Venezuela oil.
Correct.
I have Canada right there, money back next door. You understand?
Correct.
So they come to me, so all that money I owe, like, we could do like, we cut a deal.
Exactly.
You understand? You want oil, you want resources. You can't get it in Iraq, you can't get it in the Middle East again.
Nope, you had to come straight to the United States and US partners. Also, you had to go to either. Look, they released sanctions on Venezuela, at least on
my friend. When I told people when they was cussing America, look, they bring ships in there and they block off your name, they go and start war in the region and all kind of thing. I said, Trump ain't no fool. He wouldn't bring warships down in the region, right? To play patty cake, make me a... He come here for business.
Correct.
They need that. They need to get that done quickly.
See, so now that people reach here,
Right.
I want Trinidadians to see where we are at, because now we are here in this timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were questioning all that dying out at sea, extrajudicial killings, this, that, international laws.
We weren't watching the bigger picture. You understand? We was buying propaganda
Well,
and
you
selling it
telling me
wholesale.
Kamala real smart, boy. She played this game of geopolitics
you
real
something.
good.
We and the right lineup, right, to prosper when other nations are going to fall, right? This is a collapse of the world as it is, you know.
You tell me there's a new world order.
No, well, I don't know if it's a new world order, but I'm saying exactly what it is, because remember, America was on the brink of falling.
Yeah,
Economically,
yeah.
they were over how much something $1 trillion in debt, and you had the countries
$3 trillion debt.
in debt.
Yeah.
You understand? And China was going up.
And let me tell you this, I should say that, and I really love in this conversation, because on the campaign trail for the US presidency,
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump promised to service that debt.
Yeah.
People, I remember on the campaign trail, they talk about how he gonna service the debt.
Yeah.
How he gonna pay this off. He had no
They
clue.
don't print more money.
Yeah, they can't print more money to
yeah.
service the debt. And Trump showing it today.
Well played.
Just give him the applause.
He don't even have to listen to me. He don't even have to win the war with Iran.
That's true.
Understand what I'm saying?
I'm seeing it now.
He don't need to win that war.
Yeah.
He's already doing the damage is already done.
Correct.
By closing all these trades and starving the other countries were depending on that oil from there. All these other countries were owing. He have oil reserve. That not affecting America. That affecting we over this side.
Correct.
It's affecting over there. You understand? So we sitting in a good place. That's why he called. Listen to me. This is a well played hand. You understand? Although he's involved with that war, but a man talking about, he should not join up with Israel and all them kind of things. He's already business about Israel. He played the game. You understand? He's not into that Israeli, Iran, that holy war going on there between Jews and Arabs and Muslims. He really ready studying that. He said, all right, if I block it, if I choke fire here and I jump in there and say, all right, and he talk about it, America, what do I like about Trump? Trump will say, I'm going to do this, and then tomorrow he go and say, well, all right, you see that? And talk something else, you know.
True. And then later on come back.
And then later on come back and say it again.
Yeah.
People need to understand is that this is a businessman making business moves here. You understand?
Not playing politics.
Yeah, you are in America like a company.
Yeah.
The company in debt, right? How are they going to fix this debt? Right? I don't have no money to pay back that money. Right? But these people who are owing want the money. Right? The creditors want the money. How do I have to give them something that they want? Or play the game. Starve them of what they need. They need resources.
True.
But they wouldn't buy from me if they can get it over there.
True.
Shut it.
Shut
Start
it
that
down.
war. Shut it down.
Shut it
So they
down.
can't get it. Who that come to now?
That'll come straight to the
That'll
United
come straight to
States.
you.
Even if you don't want to go to the USA, they want to say,
Well played.
hey, I'm coming to USA.
Well played.
You have Venezuela. You have Guyana. You have Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah, you have all the oil reserve on this side. You have Venezuela, the hugest oil reserve.
Correct.
You have oil reserve.
Correct.
Canada oil reserve. Guyana oil. Suriname oil.
What are you talking about? What you had to refine it? Trinidad.
You gotta refine it. We are Trinidad going out very, very. Let me tell you something. This is going to be the new rich countries of the world on this side now.
Agreed.
You understand?
If we always talk about Dubai and the Caribbean.
Correct.
Oh, just wait now, man.
Wait now.
We can have a whole revitalization plan and we have to finance that somehow.
So let me take some calls and hear what the public had to say now.
And before we go there, this is literally 9 minutes during the program.
Yeah.
Right? Trinidad Express, the relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana is entering a new phase. Right? And they spoke about, according to International Monetary Fund, Guyana real GDP has average growth approximately 47% annually since 2022, with oil production projected to reach, not it has been, or it's at, to reach 1.7 million barrels per day by 2030. When the refinery is supposed to reopen again? Oh,
okay.
622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. That's the numbers to call. Let Trinidadians sit down on their hands and only complain and complain and complain.
You don't have to like America.
True.
You understand? You just have to like the money that's going to come in to make we country better.
Boost your country.
Correct.
That's all. People, we don't like this, we don't like that, we don't like the other. Just wait. We have some voice notes. All right. Let's hear this one.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to my good friends, David and Heavy.
Yes.
I appreciate all your support, guys. People don't know about my big plans ahead. Yes, big plans, guys. Big plans.
Thanks so much, Trini Trump. Thanks so much, Trump. 622-4911, 622-4911. Somebody say here, please don't make Trump into an intelligent mastermind. It's quite clear that he is not. Content creators will say anything to get followers, but we're not trying to get followers. You trying to get followers?
Why followers up on money, Mike?
We're not trying to get followers.
Followers with it.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying. The truth and the fact is the fact.
To the Trump haters, right? I don't buy into propaganda.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
To the Trump haters, right? You need to understand that America is divided into the what is called them the
liberals and the left wing, right?
The left and the right, whatever the kids they say, right?
Yeah.
And the left was pushing the agenda, right? What the Democrats was pushing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you know.
And they had buy out all the networks. CBS and all them kind of thing because
still have it today.
Still have it, the Fox and all these things and to the
Fox more conservative.
Right. So all the Trump bashing was coming out from America at that time because they didn't want him to become president.
Correct.
Right? The Democrats wanted to continue with Kamala Harris, suppose the LGBTQ agenda and all of this
agenda.
Yeah. The whole world transforming, pushing it down the train and them
brought it to Trinidad as well.
Correct.
Under Rowley. The Muriel or the Mirage that they had brought to Trinidad.
I want to bring things for your children and thing and all kind of thing.
Correct.
Right. You see, as soon as Trump come in, what you do? No more women and men. No more men in sport. No longer men can go in female bathroom. Yeah. He went and ride them off right off.
Correct.
So right now them unhappy.
They kick against almost everything. DEI. Everything they kick against.
Let me tell you something.
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Yeah. All them things, Trump get rid of it. Trump is saying, we're not doing that. Right?
They had the rainbow colors on the White House, and they painted they put flags around the White House. Trump I see a post recently. Trump removed it. Trump took a photo from some colorful sunflowers on the ground.
Yeah.
Colorful ones, up to the US White House with the US flag right here. That's so that funny. I'm sure you.
Yeah. Well, from that, you know they get to hate him.
Of course.
Right? So all the agenda and all the things that pushing in the media is against Trump.
Correct.
But the people of America voted for him.
Correct. Majority.
Right? I mean to say, when he was talking them thing when he come into office, yeah. When he was talking them thing on the campaign trail before he was elected, right? I mean they tried to kill the man.
Correct.
You understand?
By that alone he won.
Trump is so pushing an agenda to bring back the church hand in hand with the government.
Yeah. And we spoke about
that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why everybody down in Trinidad they hate the man?
I don't know.
Is it Trump you hate or you hate America? Who you really hate?
I feel it's Trump because some of them, Gary Aboud talk about he still want to go to the US. He visa get revoked, etc., and he blaming Kamala and Trump and stuff like that, in cahoots to remove his visa. But I don't know. What's the main problem with Trump that people so hate him in Trinidad at least?
They claim to say Trump is a racist, right? And watch that. They buy into that narrative.
Quick.
But when they show the real history of Trump was the man who had a building in New York and told the manager of the building, let all them homeless people who feeling cold outside, they go and occupy the empty rooms and them inside the building and get heat and thing for the winter.
And Trump is the one on the same, as he won presidency, I think back then, a black reporter came out from the crowd, he brought up on stage, and he get the woman a walk. A black woman. A walk immediately.
If you speak to Reverend Jesse Jackson, he will tell you that Donald Trump was one of the main men that supported the civil rights movement.
Correct.
So I don't know what all this, he's a racist talk come
This is
from.
family line. Because that's what people hate. They always go back to...
He father was a Ku Klux Klan member.
Yeah. Your father wasn't the best for black people.
Yeah.
But that's not Trump. Trump is not that way. Trump actually... There's a lady that came down to Trinidad. I can't remember her name right now. She writes a book, and I'll probably get her here to talk about her story, right? She was freed under Trump, you know.
Right.
Not Joe Biden, but Barack Obama didn't do nothing for them, you know.
No.
Nothing at all for them black people, you know.
You see, there's blackface mentality that we have. Once you look black and you don't have to do nothing. Once you're a black man, you good with that? Once a black man in a high position, you just good with that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do nothing for you. You see, that mentality, we need to get rid of that mentality.
Come and talk about Obamacare, but call her your line. Talk to us.
Yes, Granny.
Yes, Trinidad people, they don't like good things. They don't like nothing good. The Begonians know what is good. Yeah. And that is why they wouldn't like Trump. They love America because Dr. Rowley didn't like Trump.
Yeah, one more.
And Penny didn't like Trump at all. But when Penny got sick, when they passed, she didn't go with her is a white man doctor, she. And when Rowley went, is a white man doctor, he, but they hate Trump.
All right, thanks so much.
Yeah, I love Trump because Trump's going to do good things. They don't like Oreo and they don't like Kamala because she's going to do good.
Yeah.
Anybody going to do good, bad people don't like them.
All right.
You all keep good.
Yeah, thank you, Granny.
Thank you so much. Let's get to this voice note.
Yeah, I'll send a voice note. I know what with the phone, but it's challenging to understand how you all are taking the position of liking somebody like President Trump when he is very inconsistent, right? Yet speaking about the cryptocurrency, but he himself has benefited to the tune of over $400 billion so far from this same cryptocurrency as the President of the United States, right? While he is engaging in what he calls a narco-trafficking war, he find it how, I don't know how to describe it, but he pardoned a man who was serving a 45-year jail term for bringing in over 400 tons of narcotics into the United States, right? The man is just all over the place. He constantly saying that they win the war is won, but going to ask for $200 billion, right? To do what? In a war to put in a war that they don't win?
Somebody cut off our voice on there.
Somebody call in.
Yeah, it was only like maybe 30 seconds left. But again, this is heavy. Again, people just missing the point. I think they just missed it went straight over their head. Right? Nobody said, you never said here, and I never said here, that Trump not benefiting from crypto.
You know I wanted to learn? I wanted to learn the art of listening what is not said. Right? Learn the art of listening what is not said.
Yeah.
Right? And always ask why it is being said. Like, for instance, when Rowdy came out and talked about Kamala being a jamet, right? And everybody was going all about the place talking about Rowdy calling Kamala a jamet, right? Always ask, why did he do that at that point in time? And try to look behind the window dressing. Try and look behind the because some of these things are being said to sidetrack your thinking or sidetrack your thought, to throw you off, right? it's always a technique in politics where they'll say something blatant or far-fetched for you to say, well, how you can say that? and you dwell on that, right? But you're not seeing why they say it and what behind that. You understand where I'm coming from?
I do.
And a lot of people don't know how to do that. You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
Right. So, Trump is saying, how can I say? but he's do that to show people and all that. Right? So when people sending messages and sending voices to talk about what he said and what he see going and do and what he see going and do, I don't really buy into that. I watch the tactics behind.
And for me, I think the man is doing what you see and do in the beginning. Call your life. Last one.
Good evening, gentlemen. Look, you're almost at the top of the hour.
Yeah, we almost at that. You have 3 minutes, though. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Okay, so I'll be facetious in this first half here. And by the way, happy Easter.
Same to you, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, hey, I'll be facetious here. I know you're on radio, right? But some of you might be on Facebook too, I think.
Yeah.
But I will go through a gesture here with you, because what I want to say on a more serious part of it, though, NATO, right, is a bunch of ungrateful SOBs, right? Because half of them would have been lampshades and speaking German by now, until America got into the war. But you know what? I shouldn't say that. It's the leadership of those countries. The wussies in France, England, who's the other one? Germany.
Even Canada.
And you know why it is, fellas? Because of their open borders policies, and now it's coming back to bite them. They have half of the extremists within their own countries.
Yeah, sure.
And speak to people in England, and they will tell you there are certain parts of England, the bobbies, the police, wouldn't go into at all. Right? So, but anyway, hey, here's what I'll tell you. Here's a little exercise to do. There's a joke we had outside MacDill Southern Command in Florida, MacDill Air Force Base, during the first Gulf War, or the second one. Anyway, they asked, do you know how the French Air Force flies autopilot?
No.
Okay, take your hands. I mean, I know you're on radio, but on Facebook you can see it. Take your hands, put it straight out before you, and then raise it high up in the air. That's how the French flies autopilot. Okay?
All right.
I ain't got to.
All right, I will talk to you. I will talk to you all after the first break. But the Vichy government and the conspirators with the Nazis is the snails, the Frenchies. Everybody's fighting war for them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right,
I'll call after the top of the hour. Okay?
All right, cool. All right, we gotta go.
I didn't realize we had lotto.
Yeah, we had lotto and play with, so we gotta go.
We're going to play with right now, right? You sure?
Yeah. It had today when I was on.
Okay, all right. Stay tuned. Yeah. Well, we still have like a minute. A minute.
All right, cool.
All right, but we're going to lotto. I didn't realize I had that today, but we're going across to the lotto in just a short bit. When we come back, the 22% of Caricom, TNT funds 22% of Caricom renew calls for transparency on the Secretary General appointment. We'll get to that and more right after Trinidad and Tobago. Stay tuned to 91.1 FM. You sure it happened, right?
Yes. That is the news.
All right, cool. Stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be back right after this.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusively on TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? And confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Yes. 12 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. We are in the second hour already, taking you up to the hour of 8 o'clock right here on Under the Radar with yours truly, Heavy Duty and David Welch. All right, we're gonna get to the Caricom issue. Oh God, we gonna take one. We're taking one call because I want to get to the Caricom issue. Real quick, caller, you live?
Oh no, just quickly, Heavy D, did you get what I was talking about? Flying autopilot French
he
Air
got
Force
it
style?
after.
He explained it to you? Okay, yeah. They always surrender. Everybody's fight the war for them. Vietnam wasn't America's war. That was France's war. World War One, World War Two. They always had their hands up in the air.
Yeah.
And who collaborated of all countries? Who collaborated with the Germans more, or the Nazis more than anybody else, but the Frenchies?
Correct.
So there you go, Vichy government. Anyway, guys, I'll tune in and listen.
Thanks so much.
Take care. Cheers.
Yes, brother. Thanks so much. All right. So the Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar pulling Trinidad and Tobago away from Caricom, literally stifling Caricom in this quarter, not giving them any type of funding. The Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar saying today, quote, I again call for Caricom for transparency on the surreptitious and audacious process used to reappoint Secretary General Burnett. Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Persad-Bissessar is saying is remaining committed to Caricom, but until this matter is transparently resolved, the organization and its secretariat should absolutely expect no quarterly funding from my government. This is not a simple run-of-the-mill administrative appointment. It's an appointment with long-term ramifications for my citizens. It's an appointment that directly affects the future over the coming 5 years of Trinidad and Tobago's economy, security, integration, and foreign affairs. Therefore, it is in the interests of my citizens' well-being, I will mercilessly, relentlessly, and if needed, ruthlessly, publicly prosecute this matter until transparencies are achieved. This is the Prime Minister's words, Trinidad and Tobago, pulling the country severely away from Caricom. Now, this was to come, eh? This was to come. Let me remind you of what took place during that Caricom heads of government meeting, the 50th Caricom heads of government meeting. Kamala Persad-Bissessar was there, and then subsequently after, when she returned home to Trinidad and Tobago, they had a retreat. And Kamala Persad-Bissessar, a nation that spends 22% of its money, of its income, of our dollar into Caricom, we had no say on the reappointment of the Secretary General or who should sit as the Secretary General, despite Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Persad-Bissessar stating on March 25th, 2026, the Honorable Sean Sobers, Minister of Foreign and Caricom Affairs, wrote to the Caricom chairman, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, formally placing on record Trinidad and Tobago's objection to the reappointment of Carla Barnett as Secretary General of Caricom. So despite all of that, fast forward today, Caricom decides to say a blatant, we don't care about Trinidad and Tobago, and reappoint Carla as the Secretary General. So therefore, Trinidad and Tobago is not going to fund Caricom into the next quarter. We will not do it. Kamala Persad-Bissessar is saying that she will fight for Trinidad and Tobago. Once more, if you missed the words that Kamala Persad-Bissessar used, she said that she will mercilessly, relentlessly, and if needed, ruthlessly publicly prosecute this matter until transparency is achieved. Because they, once again, is the same backroom deals that I guess our Western world is just accustomed to. Keith Rowley and Delcy Rodriguez, Stuart Young and Delcy Rodriguez, the entire Caribbean and the zone of peace. Keith Rowley and the Chamber of Former Prime Ministers are coming out to talk now against Kamala Persad-Bissessar and against her stance with the United States against Venezuela, and a stance for the Caricom and the Caribbean in general. What you have are a set of weak-minded Caribbean leaders that seem to think they know exactly how the Caribbean should be, and the Caribbean should be the semblance of a zone of peace for the next decade to come. And I like what Heavy said, because Heavy said, we are on the right road for victory and for progress in Trinidad and Tobago. And if you cannot see that we are on the right road for victory and progress, then too bad for you. I'd remind you that it is Kamala Persad-Bissessar that said that we need to look outside of Caricom for our partners, and our partners will come outside of Caricom now. And she went to the United States. Our government officials went to the United Arab Emirates. We brought them home, and we looking promising, you know. We looking promising. And I want you all to take a listen to this real quick, because I'm gonna play a clip, and I'm gonna remind you of what Kamala Persad-Bissessar said during her speech at Caricom. And then you will further understand why the Caribbean wants to isolate Trinidad and Tobago. But that's all well and good enough. You can isolate Trinidad and Tobago how much you want, because in the Express, literally today, Trinidad and Tobago, it is deepening Trinidad and Tobago's Guyana ties at a defining moment, because this is a defining moment in our history. We are literally on the right path forward. Guyana is on the right path forward. And those that support, as Heavy say, this new world agenda or this new world order, we're on the right path forward for it. And if it is that you cannot, or other leaders not seeing it, and they somehow against this new world agenda, then we will leave you behind. We are going to set up Trinidad, not just the Caribbean or the Dubai of the Caribbean, but the Americas of the Caribbean. We are going to set ourselves once more as the main economic partners in this world and in this Western world. So I want to remind you of what Kamala Persad-Bissessar said at Caricom. So I'm going to take you back a little bit, and then when we come back, we'll take some calls on it, all right? This is Kamala Persad-Bissessar, Trinidad and Tobago, during her Caricom speech, and why she is against the Secretary General today, and why the UNC government wants to see them out of here. Take a listen.
So Trinidad and Tobago, today we reaffirm our commitment to remain a vested partner in the work of Caricom. But I also like to take an opportunity for a short time to speak openly and constructively for the benefit of all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. To date, it remains very unsettling to me that in October 2022, the then sitting TNT government coordinated the kidnapping of a Trinidad citizen from another Caricom state. He was visiting another Caricom state, and he was kidnapped. Our Supreme Court has ruled that he was kidnapped. He was placed in handcuffs, transported to the airport, and went back to Trinidad. I think an RSS plane was used to transport him. He was kidnapped. And then I was opposition leader. I wrote to the Caricom Secretariat, that's 2022. 2022. I wrote to the Secretariat of the Caricom asking, what happened? How could you have facilitated kidnapping of a TNT citizen? Please let us know what was happening and how it happened. To date, that was 2022, I have not had a response from the Secretariat. So I say to Caricom, that response, non-response, it may be the result of poor management, lax accountability, or most concerning, that one ceases to be recognized by the Secretariat as a member citizen of Caricom when not in government. And so I want to reaffirm that the Caricom should be the voice for all, not just for the governing parties, not just for those in the Caribbean who form government parties. And so I'd ask you, we have to chart a way forward. Yes, we won our elections. Yes, we are the majority parties, all of us here, all the heads. But we were all in opposition once, and we may all be in opposition again. But we must work together for all of our nations, all our citizens, whether they belong to the governing party or whether they belong to the opposing parties. So that, I say, still concerns me. How one of my citizens was kidnapped in another Caricom state, and when I inquired, the Secretariat could not give me an answer up to today. That should never happen. Caricom as an organization should not be misused by anyone to benefit or protect political parties and friends affiliated with the incumbent government. Caricom governments and their political parties who actively involve themselves in the domestic and political affairs of member states to assist sister or brother parties cannot then expect that when we come together that we must hug up each other. When in the last election gone, you sent your missives, you sent your people from your party to openly campaign against another political party. I'm sorry I have to share this, but it hurt me a lot when I saw what transpired within the last set of elections in the Caricom. So Caricom governments, if we are to hug up each other and cooperate, it cannot be that last week you sent your person down to St. Vincent or to Jamaica or to wherever, or to Guyana. You sent your political persons, not technocrats. You sent them down to campaign. I don't think that is right, because today I will have to face you. We are not red and we are not yellow, we are not blue, we are not green. We are all Caricom persons, and we must give that respect to every single one. And no leader here sitting would want another Caricom head of state to send people to campaign in your domain. That should never happen. So that has led to what I say, unneeded factional divisions and private conflicts between regional leaders and political parties. And it hinders the progress of the country. As we move forward, I congratulate the other speakers before me, and I'm in tune with what you're saying. So I will keep mine down a bit, because we had a great discourse from Prime Minister Holness as former chair. And I want to say, Trinidad and Tobago, like you, sir, we respect the sovereign right of Caricom members with respect to your choice for national security for your nation and respect to your choice for foreign policy. We respect that sovereignty.
And we'll come back to more of what Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar said in just a short bit. But we could see why you'll find Caricom brothers and sisters, our regional partners, upset with Trinidad and Tobago, right? I mean, we could hear it there, right? The reality is that you have a prime minister today that just does not play politics with the lives of the people of Trinidad and Tobago only, right? She spoke about the return of a national and the kidnapping of a national, and that businessman. We don't even need to go over it too much again. But whatever comes out of it, what came out was Mia Motley taking to the press only after Kamla Persad-Bissessar leaves Caricom to then call Kamala Persad-Bissessar mad, basically, and to say a whole lot of nonsense, a whole lot of nonsense. A set of nonsense that we're not even going to spew all over again. But Kamala Persad-Bissessar now backing out of Caricom and saying, hey, we are no longer going to fund you. We are no longer going to give you anything this quarter. It is expected. It is something that was going to come regardless of. So let's take your calls and your opinions on that 622-4911. 622-4911 or 394-4911. Let's hear what you have to say moving forward from that before we continue, because there's a plot for Kamala Persad-Bissessar now, you know. I guarantee you that come 2030, there will be a major plot for our Caricom brothers and sisters to try and campaign against Kamala Persad-Bissessar for the election, because we're gonna hurt them with that 22%, boy. No more 22%. That will hit them a little bit. That hurts Caricom a little bit. But in reality, y'all think we need Caricom? Because I don't think we need Caricom. Do you think we need Caricom? Many persons would say we need them as our major trading partners, and they are our major trading partners internationally or regionally. And so many this and that happen through Caricom. And a set of people are going to come out and talk without knowing exactly what they're talking about. Because while you're telling me that we need Caricom and we need Caricom and we need Caricom, Caricom has not been a great partner for Trinidad and Tobago. We can rely on Caricom. So much things has happened, and it's Trinidad and Tobago and Trinidadians that send assistance. It's not really Caricom. Look at our crime situation right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Keith Christopher Rowley and Mia Motley talking about is a public health emergency. All right? That's what they're talking about. It's a public health emergency for crime in Trinidad and Tobago. When in reality, it was a Venezuelan issue at first. And it still is a Venezuela issue. And it is an issue that Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the United National Congress will deal with. That is what the issue was. While Caricom was sitting on their hands and talking about zone of peace and zone of peace and zone of peace, it is Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the United National Congress, the government today, that was telling you that there's no real zone of peace in the making between Caricom or in the Caribbean between Trinidad and Venezuela, because they are the ones that are threatening us. It is Keith Rowley and Stuart Young that supported Nicolas Maduro and recognized Nicolas Maduro as the rightful leader of Venezuela. They recognize that. And we have the clip, you know. I'll remind you of what Stuart Young said. They were the ones that supported that narco-terrorist, or the terrorism that was going on, that narco-terrorist called Nicolas Maduro. Whether you like it or you don't like it, they are the ones that supported it. They are the ones that supported the crime situation getting out of control in Trinidad and Tobago, to then flip the conversation and put it right back on Kamala Persad-Bissessar's head and says, no, it's you. Keith Rowley, you'll see him come out in the morning, first thing tomorrow, Tuesday, and he'd come and talk about Kamala Persad-Bissessar and Kamala this and Caricom, blah, blah, blah. The same thing going to come out from Penelope Beckles, because they just want to see Trinidad and Tobago go down the drain. They don't want to see us progress. Caricom has not been doing what it needed to do for Trinidad, or what it needs to do for Trinidad or for its regional partners. When we talk regional security, how can you dare support Venezuela over Trinidad? And then come 2026, when this situation is dealt with by the U.S. administration, you want to come and pretend now, and you want to come and feel like everything is good and hunky-dory, and we should what, be regional partners and be collective partners in the region? Miss me with that. Because when we needed Caricom was not there. You know who was there? The United States was there. Guyana was there. These are the people that were there. The Caricom was not there. Caricom refused to side with Trinidad and Tobago. Caricom refused to stand up for Trinidad and Tobago. Caricom refused to support Trinidad and Tobago. So therefore, why should we now support Caricom? So I agree, Kamala Persad-Bissessar. I agree with her words. I agree that you should act mercilessly in this regard, because they did not care, and they still do not care about us here in Trinidad and Tobago. They don't. So don't support them. Give them more funding. I agree. Caller, you live.
A pleasant good evening to you, Brother David.
Yes, brother.
Brother Heavy and your technical staff and all the listeners. A happy holiday.
Yes, sir.
But Brother David.
Talk quick. We have plenty
you
calls.
See how? Yeah, but this one, what I think the PNM is towards this, when President Ofat Ali was threatened by same Maduro to take away all the land and put it back under Venezuela. What they do, what the PNM led by Keith Rowley do.
I had the clip for that. Don't worry. I'm going to play that just now for them.
And I stand by my honorable Prime Minister, not one damn cent for them. Good evening.
Thanks so much. Caller, you live.
Yeah, Mr. West.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, we name again, Stuart Young and we name again, Rowley was calling Mudoro and telling him all kind of lies, you know. You understand?
Yeah.
Attack Canada. Yes, he has the whole Mudoro. Yeah, nothing like
nothing.
Like
Heavy.
Mudoro never exists.
Heavy was correct when Heavy said.
And hugging up Mudoro.
Agreed.
And all kind of thing for oil and all kind of thing.
Agreed.
You understand?
Yes,
you
sir.
See everything there now, yeah, like Mudoro never exists. You ain't hearing nothing. And you ain't hearing thing. Yeah, there is them, Mudoro was attacking the Prime Minister.
Agreed.
Yeah, you ever tell them, stay in your waters. Don't come in my waters.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, brother. 6224911, caller, you live.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
My favorite talk show host there.
Go ahead.
What's happening is that you must realize that Caricom is not a political union, as how the Federation was. Caricom was formed as a trading bloc from CARIFTA, which was the Caribbean Trade Association.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So any country free to leave to limit from
well, it kind of more severe because it was, again, created right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's kind of more severe when, you know, one of the founding partners pulling away. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, we were one of the founding fathers of the Federation too. But I'm saying our neighbor string not married with Caricom, and I support the government
Agreed.
In terms of the withdrawal, if it comes like that. Right?
Yes, sir.
Because CARICOM, the doctrine of collective responsibility doesn't reside in CARICOM. In CARICOM, every man on his own. Right?
Yeah.
And I ended up started that CARICOM is not a political union, as how the Federation was instituted.
Yeah.
CARICOM is just a trading bloc.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say, brother. So you take care, man.
Appreciate you. Thanks so much. And, you know, that's a great point that the caller made here because CARICOM failed to even set up itself. They failed to do anything for the past, decade and more to actually set up themselves as a real policy holder or as a real stakeholder in the Caribbean and unite Caribbean together. They failed to do that. Imagine you have persons that are talking about free traveling and free trade between Caribbean nations, and while the trade might be something that the travel is not, it is very expensive and even more expensive to go to probably Barbados than it is to go to New York or England. And why is that so when they're right next to us? But yeah, Caricom, hooray Caricom, hooray, hurrah. And let me make sure and say this here for the people. The people to blame is not just Caricom, it is also the persons right here in Trinidad and Tobago as well. The Keats, the PNM, the Stuart Youngs, all of them. Because not only did they set up themselves so strategically in Trinidad, but they also extended their corruption to the Caribbean as well, to Caricom. They extended it all over the place. Because there was a point in time, Keith Rowley was the chairman. A brief period, but he was the chairman for a point in time. And what did he do? What did Keith Rowley do for Trinidad, or even in the regards of bridging our Caribbean brothers and sisters together? We saw, imagine it is Kamala Persad-Bissessar today that bridged the gap literally between Trinidad and Guyana. We were looking at Guyana and saying Guyana prospering and Trinidad failing. That's what we were saying. But the article today is that Trinidad and Guyana will once more, or for the first time ever, be united together on economic treaties or economic growth for the Caribbean nations together. Guyana, the country that we so despise in Trinidad and Tobago, we have rivalries with, chicken curry chicken. These are the people that stood with us and we are standing with them. Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, while the others, what? They hate us or they don't like Kamala Persad-Bissessar, and it's their leaders in particular, not the average citizen on the ground, It is the men and women that walk through the halls there in St. Kitts, all right? That walk through those halls, that went and have meetings or treaties to isolate. Because that's what it is. It is to isolate Trinidad and Tobago. But what they fail to realize is that we spend most of the money there in Caricom. It's not y'all would isolate us, it's we will isolate y'all. We will isolate you. And Kamala Persad-Bissessar, I agree. Mercilessly, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, I relentlessly agree. Because it's been happening for far too long. And which is why I'm going to get you to Stuart Young. These people supported once more Nicolas Maduro over Trinidad and Tobago. They supported Nicolas Maduro and Venezuela over Trinidad and Tobago and over Guyana. Listen to Stuart Young.
Of misinformation and misleading commentary taking place with respect to the visit of the Venezuelan Executive Vice President, Ms. Delcy Rodriguez, on the 27th of March of this year. As you've heard the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, say, Trinidad and Tobago's position, as is CARICOM's position, is guided by the UN Charter. So at this stage, the UN Secretary General has advised from very early o'clock that the United Nations recognizes the Maduro government. We have no horse in the race. So in our continued recognition, in accordance with our obligations to the United Nations, a request was made in the first week of March by the Executive Vice President, Ms. Delcy Rodriguez, to come to Trinidad to speak to the Prime Minister. Ms. Rodriguez was appointed, I believe, on the...
I'll go stop him there because I don't want you to forget or to get blinded by what I actually saying here and the point that I'm making. They have no horse in the race. The PNM have no horse in the race. The PNM supported Nicolas Maduro over their own citizens. And what for? Money. Allegedly. But money. That is what for. Allegedly again. We don't know. Which is why I will give you this once more.
Any views or opinions expressed are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
I'll give you that. Because that is the only thing I could see them wanting or supporting Nicolas Maduro for. That's the only thing. They wanted to literally cripple this economy for themselves. That's what they were doing it for themselves. Where friends and families, if you look around the country, friends and families alone of that administration was benefiting. So don't come and tell me that is the same thing happening all over again, because it is not. We have a leader, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the opposition leader at the time. She was saying to Venezuela, touch one, touch all, while them people on that side, them was selling our souls out, selling Trinidad and Tobago out for small pieces of silver, whatever, 30 pieces of silver, just like Judas sell out Jesus, 30 pieces of silver. Rowley went across to dance. Stuart Young went across, not once, not twice, not three times, but over and over and over and over for a deal that never materialized. We want to take credit today. A deal that never materialized. But them could talk. They can't. I want to remind you, Trinidad and Tobago, that these are the people that was governing Trinidad and Tobago before. When you look at the strategic position that Kamala has us in today, you'd see that all of them, Caricom, all of the PNM want to take credit. And I'll say it now, Caricom is a PNM Caricom. It's a PNM Caricom. It's a PNM Caricom, but we'll take more comments, questions, and concerns after the commercial break because we had to go to the NLCB draw real quick. So stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to the NLCB draw. When we come back, we're going to talk some more. Stay tuned.
City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusively on TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? And confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what we need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
I hear some people on the live telling me that's a dance and stuff like that. All right, no problem. I'm sorry that you cannot comprehend because that's the problem there. The problem is not that I going too fast so that it's just that you cannot comprehend. So let me remind you just once more before we went to the commercial break, right? Let me remind you of what Chochong said versus what Kamala Prasad-Bissessar said in regards to Caricom, and not even in regards to Caricom, just in regards to Venezuela. And that should tell you who really are the backbone. That's what I want you all to know. Who really have the backbone and who really guiding Trinidad and Tobago forward. Because if it is that you see a future for Trinidad and Tobago, taking the country to that future is a very hard road and a rocky road forward. And you need a level of backbone, stamina, vigor, and ruthless aggression to get the country there no matter what. And if you were to tell me, if you were to ask me whether or not I trust the PNM to get us there, or the UNC to get us there, I will trust the UNC to get us there. This once more is Stuart Young. Listen.
There seems to be a continued proliferation of misinformation and misleading commentary taking place with respect to the visit of the Venezuelan Executive Vice President, Ms. Delcy Rodriguez, on the 27th of March of this year. As you've heard the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, say, Trinidad and Tobago's position, as is Caricom's position, is guided by the UN Charter. So at this stage, the UN Secretary General has advised from very early o'clock that the United Nations recognizes the Maduro government. We have no horse in the race.
That's interesting that Trinidad, that's what he said, we have no horse in the race. While it is Kamala Persad-Bissessar is letting the nation know that we do have a horse in the race. We can make our own sovereign democratic decision. And she said it at Caricom as well. She said it at Caricom. Let me just remind you of what Kamala Persad-Bissessar said on the world stage, on Caricom stage. Remember this? Remember what Kamala said?
Of Trinidad and Tobago, like you, sir, we respect the sovereign right of Caricom members with respect to your choice for national security for your nation and respect to your choice for foreign policy. We respect that sovereignty. And we expect no less from others.
Right? She's basically saying that we could choose. And in that, remember around the time that Stuart Young was talking, they wanted to annex the Esquibibo, oh God, I can't even say that name right. But region, they wanted to do that. And this is what Kamala Persad-Bissessar said. This right here. This is a leader, not a follower.
Listen, my clear message to Maduro tonight is, if you interfere with the Guyanese people, you interfere with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You touch one, and you touch all. We fully support the people of Guyana in this crisis, and we call upon Maduro to obey international law and stay out of the lands occupied by Ghana. I also tell the Guyanese people what I tell you all the time: stand your ground. Stand your ground.
And that was recent. Stand your ground. All right. So while she said all of that, Trinidad and Tobago, all of that, we supposed to still side with people who siding with our demise. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to remain peaceful. Call your life.
Yes, Stuart Young went Venezuela to try to sing the country, you know.
We know
he
that.
Went and do the conga line with one big slack red panty on.
All right. Let me remind them.
Expressed are solely those of the hosts and callers and do not represent the views, policies, or official position of Talk City 91.1, its management, or affiliates.
Oh, Lord. Call your life.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you're live.
You know, when Caricom was down here, I can't remember what time. You know, millions they spent.
Yeah. They actually went to Parliament, passed procurement to say they could spend money however they want, and they spent over $200-something million on Caricom down here. You're correct. That's roughly around 2023.
All the kind of money would them spend that money to do.
Exactly.
And people were suffering here.
Well, when you look at it, caller, if you were to look at it carefully as well, a former prime minister get 3 homes, 3 Victoria Key homes.
Wow.
So don't forget those things. Thanks so much.
All right.
Yeah, brother. 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Taking you up to the hour. 9 minutes again to go under the radar here. All right, so 622-4911, 622-4911, or 394-4911. You could WhatsApp call us on that 394-4911 number. Someone saying any comments, quote, Small Pin went back and forth to make sure he... Oh, God. All right. I don't think I can read that. I can't read that. All right, someone said here, Caricom hate us. They're doing nothing for us. Why should we support them? Let them pay their dues. I agree. Let them pay their own dues. All right, another message coming in here. Also agree with Trump. Everyone pay their dues to NATO. Yeah, you see? Someone saying I totally agree. Don't support Caricom. Unless they, and this is what I'm saying, unless Caricom could at least take on what Trinidad and Tobago is saying, then why should we, if we're being ignored, why should we fund, why should we send 22%? And fund, 22% of Caricom? Nah, that's the majority. And for what a minority say, we paying the majority for a minority say, that not making sense to me. That not making sense. But anyway, that's why. But again, look out tomorrow. You'll see the news coming out tomorrow, Trinidad and Tobago. And when you see that news coming out tomorrow from the opposition forces, remember right here on Talk City, remember right here, we played the article. The relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana is entering a new phase. The question that they posed here is whether we are prepared to match that momentum with strategy, scale, and intent. That's important. Guyana economic expansion is not incremental, it is transformative, all right, or transformational. According to the International Monetary Fund, Guyana real GDP has averaged growth from approximately 47% annually since 2022, with oil productions projected to reach 1.7 million barrels per day by 2030. This level of expansion is already reshaping demand, investment flow, and commercial opportunity across sectors. For Trinidad and Tobago, this is not a distant opportunity. It is immediate and material, all right? Meaning that we could really and truly progress from this. Look here. If you were to go in this article, and this is from the Daily Express, if you were to read this article, it said in 2023, Guyana imported over US $373 million in goods from Trinidad and Tobago, according to the UN Commodity database. And by 2024, it had become our second largest export destination, according to, accounting for 5.2% of the total export value, according to the Lloyd Banks analysts, right? And if we're having such major trade with Guyana, imagine where we'll be by 2030 with their oil and gas coming up on stream. When Rowley shut down this refinery, he didn't look in the future, you know. When Rowley came on platforms to say he make the hard decision for Trinidad and Tobago, and he make a very tough one, and the government had to shut down the Petrotrin refinery because it was losing money, this, that, and the other. That man is not a businessman. He's a geologist, but no businessman would shut down their company. They will try to turn it around. Keith Rowley refused to try to turn around Petrotrin because of what was taking place inside Petrotrin. That's why. Let me give you this. Ask yourself again, Trinidad and Tobago. Ask yourself, who really have the best interests of the people of Trinidad and Tobago? And I know we're running out of time, but you gotta ask yourself that, man. Because for sure, it is not the Keith Rowley, it is not the Penelope Beckles, it is not the Stuart Young, it is not the PNM. It is not. These people do not care about Trinidad and Tobago. They shut down a refinery. Based off what? Based off friends and families? Based off Nazim Bash? Based off what? Based off what? And they're talking about he's vindicated today. Hey. We will never, ever, ever forget that stain. And you should, that man really drinking ketchup there? Sorry, watching TTT there. But nah. But we would never forget that stain, Trinidad and Tobago. We would never forget what they did to this republic, and you should never forget it. So all the people across on social media that pretending to forget or wanting to forget because they want to benefit and they just want money, they want money now, they want Kamala to just give everything. Back pay must be paid immediately. Everybody want the money and everybody want the money now. We should have complained for Petrotrin. Because if we had Petrotrin now, Trinidad and Tobago, half the problems that we're going through, we'd never be going through. We'd never be going through it. Half of them. One party raided this republic. It is the Keith Rowley, it is the Penelope, it's the Shamfa, it's all of them. It's all of them. All of them that want to run now, all of them that want to talk now, they raided Trinidad and Tobago, and we will not stand for that any longer. And I just, see, I still have that camera thing to play, you know, but tomorrow is another day. Don't worry. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day, Trinidad and Tobago. The country will get better, you know. The country will get better. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar will make it better. And in that regard, Trinidad and Tobago, this is how I will end tonight. And we will end is a glorious Monday. That's what we just call it, right? Glorious Monday. Christ has risen. Christ has risen, yeah? It's a glorious Monday, Trinidad and Tobago. That's what I will call it, a glorious Monday. Keith, Rowley, PNM, none of them here. The sun shining literally today, you know. When you know Jesus rose from the dead, the sun rose. Alright? The sun rose. And in that regard, I had to play this song, boy. I had to get a little bit the journey might be long, you know, Trinidad. The journey might be long. But don't worry at all, boy. Don't worry. Though the journey is long, we will benefit in the future. We will be prospering. So remember, keep shooting for the stars in everything that you do. If you can see it, you can 100% be it. And the moment you choose to give up is the moment a new star is born. Have a great one.
Yes, I'll go make it. Even though